Cricket on a Saturday afternoon, a typical scene across Yorkshire. But what makes this match a bit different is that two of the players came here as refugees from Afghanistan. And with debate around immigration becoming increasingly toxic, I'm here to listen to their stories and find out whether being involved in sports teams can help the process of integration on both sides.
When I woke up I remember in 2021, it was August 12th in Ningrahar. So I came out of my house and I saw on the main road Taliban vehicles on their flag, and they were just moving around on the road.
Safi was an interpreter in the British Army between 2007 and 2014. His ties to the UK put him, his wife and their 7 children at risk when the Taliban returned to power in August 2021. They were some of the thousands of Afghans evacuated by the British Army as part of Operation Pitting, which brought families like theirs to safety in the UK.
You leave everything behind you, your house, your relative. It's taking a lot of time, courage, dedication to build that life in the 40 years. And then you suddenly leaving everything behind and coming to a new country to adjust to their environment.
After settling in South Yorkshire, it was cricket that helped Safi find a purpose to his new life.
So straight away when I met Father Desmond from one of the owner of the house, he asked about my interest, what are my hobbies and things. And I said I want to play cricket. Since when I was a kid, I used to play in Afghanistan as well. Cricket is like activities that keep you mentally and physically healthy, and you get involved in a lot of things and you meet a lot of new peoples.
But just a few hundred yards away in the clubhouse, hostile attitudes towards refugees are not hard to find.
Us in the UK get nothing because they just come in and get everything. That's how I look at it. I'm not really into politics and all that load of stuff, but that's how I think.
Unfiltered immigration, it just can't stand up. We haven't got the infrastructure. We haven't got the housing, we haven't got the hospitals, we haven't got the schools. Do you know what I mean? We haven't.
Back on the cricket pitch, Safi's son is one of the star players at Houghton Main, a club based near Barnsley. And he's got big ambitions for the future.
I want to become a professional. And I'm trying to do my best in every match.
Who's better, you or your dad?
Obviously, I think me, because I'm young and he's old now.
He made a lot of new friends throughout playing cricket, and he's enjoying it a lot, and it just keep him mentally and physically very fit as well.
But lingering resentment towards refugees and asylum seekers simmers just below the surface. In last month's general election, anti-refugee rhetoric was a key battleground for parties on the right, including the newly founded Reform UK. Their leader, Nigel Farage, had this to say about Gazan refugees 10 months ago.
Enough is enough, and we cannot risk this legion of young men coming into our country, whether it's from there or across the channel. We can't allow it to happen. It's not good for our country, it's not good for our communities, it's not good for our society, and it puts all of us at risk every single day.
I've come a few miles down the road to Barnsley Town Centre, which was one of the targets for Reform UK in the recent general election. While Labour did end up winning both seats here, Reform came second with over 22,000 votes in total. With that in mind, I'm interested in speaking to local people to find out what they think about refugees playing in local sports teams.
90% of them that come, they seem to be single men. Families, not a problem. Single men, that is a big issue really, because they've come through several countries just to get to us. If they were really running away from violence and everything, they would go to the first safe country that they came to.
I'd have no problem with it if I played sports, not at all. Not at all. If it kept them busy, kept their minds off things and helped fit in with the locals, not a problem.
I don't agree with it. They've got their own culture, haven't they? And it's totally different to ours. They behave in a lot different way to what an English person does, or a born and bred English person.
It's a touchy subject around here, and I think it shouldn't be. I think, like you said, they assimilate really well into the community, and if you're proud of your country, you're proud of your country.
Back at the cricket club, it's clear playing sports with people from different backgrounds has opened some people's eyes.
I don't know nothing about Sikhism, Hinduism, their religion, Islam. I know nothing. But I quite like to listen to it about it, and I like to know they do things that I've never seen. It shocked my eyes out when they started praying halfway through a game. End of the day, if you're good enough to play cricket, it don't matter what colour your skin is, what religion you follow, you're good enough to play cricket.
Over in Lancashire, one young player is using his talent to break down barriers and find meaning. Adnan came to the UK 3 years ago when he was only 15, having escaped a traumatic life in Afghanistan. He now plays for the Lancashire under-18s cricket team and wants to turn professional. But life here got off to a difficult start.
I couldn't speak English in that time, like even a word of English. Even I didn't had any aims, any targets. I said, what should I do with my life? But when I saw cricket on telly and I said I should play cricket, cricket completely changed my life. Afghanistan is a highly cricketing country, but the village I lived in, there was like we didn't have any sort of like devices, technology or electricity to watch cricket or to have TV to watch cricket. So I didn't know anything about that.
When he first came, I mean, he did nothing except sat on the settee cross-legged watching children's cartoons, because I mean, he didn't speak English. And then one day Barry just asked him, football, cricket, so he understood the word. He started to bowl into the nets, and we thought, this will be something that he could do. The idea was initially to just get him into a sports club, a cricket club, so that he could mix with other people, so that he could practice his English and that he could play a game he liked. We had no idea how good he was.
As the recent anti-immigration riots have shown, refugees are not welcomed by all corners of British society. But it seems sport can be a way to build bridges and challenge negative assumptions about refugees, something cricket coach Julia Farman has dedicated much of her adult life to. One project in Jordan with a group of Syrian girls brought this into particularly sharp focus for her.
They were living in a completely different country. They didn't have some of their family with them. And they had this label of refugee put on them and any sort of issues that came with that. And actually, it was a case of flipping that narrative and actually, well, you've just played cricket, so I'm seeing you as a cricketer.
But prejudice and racism remain a concern for Elaine.
He's been at 3 different cricket clubs. So he started off at the local village club, which we found he was just not up to his standard. And they were lovely to him. We then moved to Exton. And we didn't experience any racism from that club at all. But we found it from other cricket clubs that he wasn't playing for.
For Elaine, it's clear having Adnan in her life has shaped her view on the refugee debate.
I found myself finding it so difficult not to put something on Twitter when I see it saying about refugees and how they're loathsome and they're bleeding the country dry and all this. It really winds me up. It really does. I get quite angry with it.
And for refugees like Adnan and Safi, it's clear sport does provide a framework for building a new life and creating a sense of hope for the future.
We are happy that our kids will have good opportunities here. They will have a bright future. So it's still not easy for us, but we try to move on with the life and try to adjust to the society as much as we can.
Alice Smith reporting for Just News.